This is my midterm project presentation. Let's make 3 programs, one lottery statistics, another bank accounts, and a third for employee payroll. Start with my lottery statistics Java. Start in the main method with declaring 3 arrays, main frequency for counting the main number occurrences, Powerball frequency for Powerball numbers, and last draw to track when each main number was drawn. I initialize last draw to -1, and then I call the read file to process the file, and I get a total draw count. And to find the 10 most and least common numbers, I call print top 10, which is down here, and it creates a 2D array of number frequency pairs and uses bubble sort. For most common, it sorts descending by frequency and ties by number and displays it like this. And it does the same for the least common numbers. And for the most overdue numbers, I draw count minus the last draw, sorts descendingly, and displays it like this. And for the main, I print all frequencies using loops, like this, for all the numbers. And I do the same for the Powerball. And for this method, it opens the PV numbers text, which is this right here, and it reads each line, splits it into 6 numbers, and for each line it increments the main frequency for the first 5 numbers and the Powerball frequency for the Powerball, and updates the last draw with the current draw index, and if the file isn't found, it gives an error. And for my bank account Java, the bank account is abstract. Start with an abstract base class, and then we add fields for balance, deposits, withdrawals, and interest rate and charges. And we have a constructor that sets the balance and rate, and a deposit method which adds an amount to the balance, counts deposits, and a withdraw method that subtracts if there's enough balance. Calculate interest, computes monthly interest rate divided by 12 times the balance and adds it. And for the monthly process, it subtracts charges, calls the calculate interest, and resets the counters. And these are my getters. For the savings account, it extends bank account and adds a status field that is active if it's at least 25. The deposit calls the parent's deposit and updates the status based on the new balance. The withdraw checks if it's active, or else it displays an error. And the monthly process adds $1 per withdrawal over 4, calls the parents method and updates status. For the bank account test Java, create a savings account, deposit $500, withdraw $200 5 times, and process the month. And yeah, give us the code right here. 500, 550 interest added. And finally, for my payroll, the employee payroll has a payroll class, an exception class. And the payrolls constructor takes a name ID, checks for an empty name or invalid ID, and throws an error. If it's an invalid ID, number, name, the setters for pay rate and hours are validated. If the range is from 0 to 25 and 0 to 84, and it throws an error if it is invalid. And the get gross pay multiplies hours by rate, computes hours worked times hourly rate, and these are the accessors. And payroll test, Java, we ask for an input. We create a payroll object, set the values, display the name, ID, and gross pay. And we'll display an error if none of those are inputted properly using these invalid exceptions. So we have the exception for invalid hours, constructor, and we pass the message to the parent exception class. And we did that for the ID and the name and the pay rate. And we gave an example, which is displayed here. If there is no name or the pay rate or hours are outside of their values, and this is what's displayed.